All right, so in this video, we are going to assume that you've logged in properly and you have jobs that are pending action. So you'll see up at the top, you have a couple different views. You can see the month, and there's a little blue dot on the particular day out, showing you when you have jobs. You can see the week, and again, up at the top, you can see under the 17th, there's a little blue dot. Or you can see kind of today's responsibilities. So in any of these formats, you can click on a particular job. So all I did was just clicked in that square box, and it brings up some information about the job. So up at the top, there will be a short description as to what is expected, the estimated arrival time, the estimated time that the service manager thinks that that job should take. And you can see down here at the bottom, there is clinic manager information. So in this case, it's John Doe. You can actually click his name and some information about the location, the site address, the phone number, and you can actually click the phone number and it will allow you to call directly from the application, so you don't have to write the number down and then copy it into into your phone. So you can also click on the email. See the little email button down here? You can click on that. You can compose an email to that particular manager, and then you can use that the phone as well. So the first thing that you're going to want to do, and you can accept the job 3 days in advance, 2 weeks in advance, 1 minute before you plan on traveling. So you'll go ahead, you'll accept that job, and it basically tells our system that you've received it and that you're aware that that job exists. So when you get into your vehicle to leave either the previous job or your home in the morning, you are going to click Start Travel. And this gives you a couple of options where you can navigate with any of the different applications on your phone that have navigation capacity. So I typically like to use Google Map, and you can see that it will take your current location and it will take the clinic location, and it will automatically give you directions. So you can click Start, and you can go ahead and start your trip. Now, it's important to know, you can see up at the top there, you can go right back to Skedulo. Now, it's important to know that once you are traveling, or once you click that button, there's kind of a little bit of a timer going on in the back, and that's basically used for billing purposes, so we understand how to bill our customers. Not all of our customers get billed by the hour, but it helps us from internal metric standpoint to understand what kind of the general consensus is for travel time on certain jobs, et cetera, et cetera. So you can see you have a couple different actions here. There's a completion note. It won't come into effect until we're actually done with the job. So when you get on site, you're going to want to click. So you arrived, you're in the parking lot, you're basically going to click check in, and then immediately click in progress. So this is something that our team's going to be updating, and these buttons might change over time, but this essentially allows you to, when you click the in progress, we know you're on site, and we know that kind of your labor time has started, and then when the in progress, and you can see up here the little in progress started at 1:22 p.m. When that's going, we know that kind of like the labor timer is started. So I'll have another video that talks about what to do while you're actually working on a job. But this is just kind of the high level actions. So whenever you're done with that particular job, you can click complete job. And this is basically giving me an alarm because it says this job will have only taken probably 1 to 2 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and override that and say complete job, and it's going to force you to put some sort of completion note. This completion note is basically going to be a note to the customer that summarizes, the results, basically what was done while on site, and then the results that happened. So was on site to perform an annual safety inspection. Only one unit failed. A new power cord is required, or something along those lines. And this is basically a note. This is going to go on the field service report, and it's pretty much a summary of what happened. It allows you to kind of cover all the bases, and just put it into writing exactly what what happened on during that job. So once that's done, you're pretty much finished. So like there's no more timers going on. The labor, the travel timers are over. But before you complete the job, we generally ask to see this little squiggly line up at the top here. We ask that you get a signature from the clinic manager, the secretary, generally speaking, somebody who, we ask the clinic for you to get the clinic manager's signature and to review pretty much what was done on the job. So to do that, again, you click this little squiggly line at the top, click add new, and they can sign right on there. So you can just go back and work through your process again. Now, even though the job has technically been completed, you still have the capacity to go in and edit your completion note. And you do that by just clicking the actions button. And you can actually manage your time. So if you forgot to push a button, and you know that you started travel not at 1:20 but actually at 12:20, you can change that. And maybe you didn't arrive, you didn't start your labor, you parked in the car at 1:22 but you didn't go in until 1:30. You can change that. And it's giving me a little error just because I can't complete the job before I start it. So you can edit that, click save. And generally speaking, I like to pull down on the job every so often. And basically what that does is it forces all of the information that you put in there to be saved. There are additional areas to add notes, and this notes section does not show up on the field service report. You can add job pictures, which are kind of pictures not related to a specific asset. And some people use that to take a picture of the clinic manager's business card. If for some reason the contact information that we have on here, say John Doe, is not the proper name, or somebody got transferred or fired, etc., and that needs to be updated, we ask them to click the little paper clip and take a picture of the business card. So that's about it. I mean, really just want to make sure you work through that process. You check your times afterwards, and you have a good completion note after each job. And the final thing that we ask our technicians is, after you're done with a job and the FS, all of the information has been put in there, you have to call Anthony for a literally 2-second synopsis to basically close out the job for that day. So generally speaking, it's just a call with Anthony that says, hey, I'm leaving Pittsburgh PT. I met with John Doe. Everything went great. They had one job that failed inspection, and we're going to be getting a new power cord, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just a summary with our back office that's, allows us to confirm that all the proper information has been put in. So that is kind of the job process, and look forward to the next video that goes into a little bit more detail. Thanks.